frying pan.
And into the fire. Run! Run!
Hello and welcome to Out of the Frying Pan, a Middle-earth strategy battle game podcast. So you're not joining us on our usual audio podcast, although you can find that on all good audio podcast services or Spotify, etc. You're joining us on our visual companion. It's a little YouTube channel we've got to show you unboxings, cool little projects that we're up to. Stu's doing some really good stuff with Smaug at the moment. So as you'll notice, I am Dan. I'm not Stu, who's your usual host for these things. And he's not doing Smaug today, so we're not visiting Smaug, but we are visiting Erebor, because today I got my grubby mitts on Dain the Second, Old Dain, or New Old Dain as some might call him, and Thorin the Third. So these allow us to use the Iron Hills models and do Erebor in the War of the Ring era. So I've been very excited about these ever since they got previewed, and I've been champing at the bit to get my hands on them. They arrived while I was at work today, and I'm quite keen to get them opened up, so I thought I'd share that experience with you. And so I'm going to get them put together. I'll go through the box just as a bit of an unboxing as well, and then I'll come back at the end to give some thoughts and sign off. So thank you to everyone for joining us, and I'll catch you in a bit. And welcome back. So I've popped open the old blister pack or clam pack of the models, and as you can see there's actually not the hugest number of components, but there is just 2 dwarves in there, though they be not lowly, they are only dwarves. So we do have sort of trying to keep these in focus. We've got Dain, obviously he comes in half, your top half with the cloak, so that gives us some interesting potential ideas for putting on another big pig or on a goat, so I quite like the idea of that. And as you can see, the sculpt itself is really nice. Making sure that's in contact there. I've tried to make my hands as neutral as possible, plus you can't see the fact I've been biting my nails recently. So there we've got Dain, and we've got 2 sets of legs. I'm assuming yes, these taller ones are, or more upright ones rather, are Dain's for his quite stoic looking elderly statesman pose. And then you've got this interesting running pose you've got for Thorin here. So obviously that little area underneath his foot here is quite interesting. So the way he lands on there. And then we've got Thorin himself, who's pretty cool actually. I think although the paint jobs on these are beautiful, the models even surpass those. I'm very, very impressed with these. Obviously, there's going to be some cleaning up to do. I won't do that on camera because there are, bits and pieces I'll have to bend, etc. It's resin. I'll have to use a hairdryer. It's just going to be an uncomfortable experience for everyone if I do that on the camera. But these are lovely. And then we've got Dain's red axe, as well as the pretty awesome and vicious looking pick that Thorin's got there. I do love the armour tie-in with the Iron Hills. I'm a big fan of the Iron Hills models, as anyone who's been listening to the podcast for any length of time will know. So I've been very excited about bringing these into the War of the Ring era. So yeah, there's your components outside of the box. I'm going to take these off for a bit of a scrub in some warm water and fairy liquid, again with the toothbrush. Get them put together, and I'll come back and show you what I've done. So, by the magic of television, I've managed to put these models together in an instant. But in reality, it's been about an hour since I took the models downstairs and gave them a good scrub, and then dried them off and put them together. So as you can see from my foam block, I have these 2 models put together now. They weren't particularly difficult to put together. Not much cleanup or mould line removal or gate removal to do on these. Very, very simple. Not hard to put together at all. Only really had to do a bit of work on Dain's axe just to straighten it out on the haft. She's a bit of hairdryer, no problem. So yeah, just glued together with super glue. Not really anything particularly difficult. I've got these on these pins. Some people might wonder why, but it's just so I can get them sprayed and then fix them to my painting handle. I don't use a GW one. I've got a Rathcore, but I use those to paint these. But I don't want to spray it on the Rathcore because it'll destroy it. So yeah. As you can see, the models are absolutely stunning. Dain is as lovely as you'd expect. Very little cleanup, as I said. Really looking forward to getting these painted. But I have to say, the So the star of the show, from putting them together and the dynamicism of the pose, is Thorin here. He is beautiful, and the sculpt is so much better than even the paint job, which is stunning in itself, would suggest. Really, really, really impressed with these. So I'm really looking forward to getting these painted, and I'll get those done soon. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Obviously, unluckily for you, we're probably going to just pop back to my face and I'll do the close down. But yeah, these are the models. And welcome back. As you can tell by my slightly spooky uplit face, time has moved on out the window. It is Friday evening and I have put these together after finishing work. I can only say these have been a joy already. I'm really looking forward to getting these painted. I don't think I'll be putting a video up for that particular part of it. I don't think necessarily people want to see that. I'll be definitely putting pictures up on our social media channels though, so you can find us on Facebook on OOTFP or Out of the Frying Pan Podcast. We have a Facebook group as well. We're OOTFP Podcast on Instagram, OOTFP on Twitter, and you can reach us at OOTFPpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to get us by email, send us something in. We can always read it out on the podcast. We're always interested to hear from people, interested in seeing what you're up to, engaging. You can join us on the group and post your pictures of these models in, or anything else you're working on, just to build that hobby feeling. And it's definitely been something that's kept us all going for the last year or so. So we'd like to keep that going as we move into a slightly brighter future. So all I can say is thank you for joining us, and thank you for putting up with me again. And I'm sure you're back to your regular programming of Stu's smiling face before you know it. So take care, everyone out there, and we'll see you again soon.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Run! Run!